There's a city in the heart of Spain where time moves differently, where golden light pours through ancient streets at dusk and the whole world seems to breathe out, where strangers become friends over a single glass of wine and every plaza feels like it was built just for this moment, where the architecture whispers of empires and the people remind you that life is meant to be savored, not rushed. This is Madrid, and it is unlike anywhere else on earth. Madrid does not whisper. It speaks, loudly, proudly, beautifully. Walk through the Puerta del Sol at midnight, and you will understand immediately that this city never truly sleeps. It simply changes its costume. The morning belongs to the workers and the school children and the old women carrying groceries. The afternoon belongs to the cafes and the terraces and the long, unhurried lunches. And the night belongs to everyone. From the grand boulevards of the Paseo del Prado, stretching wide and tree-lined under a pale blue sky, to the cobbled warmth of La Latina, where the streets are barely wide enough for two people to pass, every corner of the city carries a story older than memory. In the neighborhood of Malasaña, vintage shops and independent bookstores sit beside coffee houses, where artists and writers have argued for decades. In Chueca, rainbow flags flutter above tapas bars packed with laughter. In Lavapiés, the smells of Moroccan spices and South Asian cooking drift through doorways, reminding you that Madrid has always been a city of arrival. Locals spill out of bars at 2 a.m., laughing too loudly and not caring at all. Children chase pigeons in the afternoon sun, while their grandparents watch from benches, with the patience of people who have seen many seasons come and go. A guitarist sits beneath a stone archway and plays something slow and aching and beautiful, and nobody passes without slowing down just a little. This is not a city you visit. It is a city you feel, somewhere deep in the chest, where the things that matter tend to live. Then there is the food, and really, this deserves its own conversation entirely. Madrid's food culture is not simply about what ends up on the plate. It is about the hour you eat it, the people beside you, the noise of the room, the second glass of wine you did not plan to have. It is a whole philosophy of living, expressed through garlic and olive oil and fire. Begin with the jamón. Not just any jamón, but the Ibérico de Bellota, from pigs that have roamed free across cork oak forests, eating acorns until the very end. Carved paper-thin at century-old tabernas, draped over bread rubbed with tomato and salt, it dissolves on the tongue like something from another world entirely. In the early hours of the morning, before the city has fully woken, the churrerias open. Long, ridged sticks of fried dough, hot and golden, plunged into cups of thick, dark chocolate, so dense a spoon could stand in it. This is breakfast in Madrid. This is how the day begins. At the Mercado de San Miguel beside the Plaza Mayor, you can graze through stalls of anchovies, fat olives, towers of oysters, warm tortilla española, and cold cava, poured generously by vendors who clearly enjoy their work. In the evening, the gambas al ajillo arrive sizzling in cast iron. The patatas bravas come sauced and smoky. The croquetas arrive molten inside, perfectly crisp outside. And the Rioja catches the last amber light of the evening sun and glows like something sacred. In Madrid, eating is not a necessity. It is a ritual, a celebration, an act of devotion to the present moment. Nobody eats alone here if they can help it. Nobody eats quickly if they can avoid it. The table is where Madrid truly lives, and you are always welcome to pull up a chair. The Prado Museum holds more masterpieces per square meter than almost anywhere else on the planet. Walk through its doors, and the noise of the city falls away completely. The marble corridors lead you deeper into centuries of human vision and genius. Room after room of paintings that changed the way people understood what art could do. Velázquez stops you first. Las Meninas hangs in a room of its own and earns every centimeter of that privilege. A royal household frozen mid-moment, the painter himself gazing out at you, a mirror in the background reflecting what might be the king and queen. It should not feel alive. It does. Then Goya arrives and the mood shifts entirely. His early work is warm and bright, full of picnics and kite flying and ordinary joy, but the later rooms hold the black paintings, dark and hallucinatory works born from madness or perfect clarity. Saturn, devouring his sun, is here. It should be difficult to look at. You will not be able to look away. El Greco strains his figures towards something beyond the frame. Bosch's triptychs crawl with creatures that feel simultaneously medieval and deeply modern. The Prado is not a museum you complete. It is one you return to. And when you step outside into the warm Madrid evening, the city itself becomes the gallery. Baroque facades, tiled walls, neon signs reflected in wet cobblestones. Street art covers lavapiés and murals that shift color as the light changes through the day. Here, art is not something you schedule. It simply finds you. No city on earth has a relationship with the night quite like Madrid does. This is not a cliché. It is simply a fact. Dinner begins at 10. Properly as a choice. The restaurants fill slowly, the kitchens stay open past midnight, and the conversations expand to fill whatever time is available. The clubs do not open until 2. This is not disorganization. It is architecture. The whole night is built this way deliberately, each part flowing into the next with the logic of something perfected over generations. And somewhere around 4 in the morning, in a small bar in Malasaña, someone starts dancing between the tables and nobody thinks it is strange. By 5, the streets are still full of people talking, walking, stopping for churros from a cart on the corner. This is the hora magica. That suspended moment where the night is still fully alive and the dawn has not yet dared to arrive. The sky lightens almost imperceptibly at the edges, deep blue turning to something softer, and the city hangs in the balance between what the night was and what the morning will become. Once you have lived inside the hora magica, even just once, you will spend the rest of your life in other cities glancing at the clock at 3 in the morning, feeling a quiet longing for the place where the night still had hours left to give. There is one more thing about Madrid that no photograph captures and no itinerary can plan for. That is the light. Madrid sits high on the Castilian plateau, over 600 meters above sea level. The atmosphere is thinner and clearer here. The sun arrives sharp and direct. At midday in summer, the light is almost violent, bleaching stone facades white and sending everyone indoors for the sacred siesta. But in the late afternoon, something changes. The light softens from white to gold and then to amber, something Spanish painters have been trying to capture for centuries. It pours down wide streets in long, horizontal beams, illuminating wrought iron balconies, turning fountains into liquid fire. Sit on a terrace on the Gran Via as this light arrives, and you will feel it physically. Something in the chest. Something like being exactly where you are supposed to be. Madrid is not just a destination. It is a feeling, one you carry long after the plane has taken off and the city has disappeared beneath the clouds. It stays in small ways, in the way you linger over coffee long after it has gone cold, in the way you look for live music on a Tuesday, in the way you stop on a street corner to watch the light change and a stranger passes and smiles because they know exactly what you are doing. Madrid changes how you move through the world. It slows you down in the best possible way. It reminds you that meals are meant to last, nights are meant to be long, and that the people beside you at the bar or the park bench are the whole point. If this city calls to you, answer it. Go without a rigid plan. Eat at the place with no English menu. Stay out past the hour you intended. Talk to someone. And if it does not call to you yet, just wait. One day will come sooner than you think. And when it does, Madrid will be exactly where you left it. Loud and golden and alive, waiting to show you what it means to truly live. If you liked this video, don't forget to share it, drop a comment below, and subscribe to the channel for more.